Hey, fifth graders. So today's lesson, we're going to kick off topic 2 with lesson 2-2. 2-1 is an aspire to do lesson this time. So you're actually starting in your books on 2-2. But before we do that, I wanted to give you like a little moment with Mrs. Watts video. Still trying to come up with a cool name for it. I used to be Minute with Miss Malott, but now I'm Mrs. Watts. So let's light up the room or put our light bulbs on or brighten our math skills with Mrs. Watts. I don't know. If you think of something, come up with it. Let me know. So estimation. Why do we estimate? Because if I asked you how long was the Great Bear and the Wild Mouse together, I wouldn't expect you to tell me to the nearest inch or the nearest foot. I would just say it's about this big. So I looked up some information on the website, and they said the Great Bear is 2,816 feet, but they would say it's about 2,800 feet. They said the Wild Mouse is 1,213 feet, but I could say, well, that's about 1,200 feet, okay? And I want to use estimation because if I said how much were they together, I could just add these, and now I can do it in my head. Estimation is supposed to be quick, okay? If you can't do the numbers in your head, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, it's not an estimation. Pick different numbers, okay? I want it to be easy. I want it to be quick in your head. So 2,800 plus 1,200, or 2,800 plus 1,200. The 2 and the 1 make 3,000. The 800 and the 200 make another 1,000. So this is equal to about 4,000. 4,000 feet. Oop, running over. Okay. But that's whole numbers. And lesson 2-2 is about decimals. So I made up a little fake receipt here from Trader Joe's. I like to go shopping at Trader Joe's. And here's decimals. When I'm in the store, I don't want to know exactly what my total is going to be when I get to the cash register. That's their job. Okay, I just want to know about how much I'm spending so that I make sure I have enough. So when I walk up there, I have enough money. I don't want to be embarrassed enough to put something back on the shelf. So I could use estimation with decimals. I want to get rid of the decimal in this case. So instead of saying $8.29, I could say, well, that's about $8. Instead of saying $3.78, I could say, well, that's about $4. And instead of saying $4.99, I could say that's $5. And now I'm adding even amounts in my head. At the store, I usually round up. I might say, okay, this is just 9, 4, and 5 because I want to make sure I have enough money. But anyways, this would be about $17. Okay? Another way to solve, this is just using rounding. So another way to solve is by using compatible numbers. I lost my answer. Compatible numbers are numbers that work nicely with one another. So let's say I have a bag of, I don't know, meatballs for $8.29. I'm going to say, let's say that's about $8.30. And then I want to make sure that I'm adding my Scandinavian Slimmers. Those gummy candies from Trader Joe's are really good. And I say, oh, you know what? I'm going to just mentally add $3.70 in my head. And you might say, wait. That's an 8. Well, that's supposed to make this round up to an 8. I know. Okay, I totally understand. But when I'm doing mental estimation and I'm using compatible numbers, I'm looking for numbers that go together nice and easy. And 30 cents and 70 cents make a whole dollar. So now it's really like adding 4 and 8. Because here's a dollar, plus 1 is 4, plus 8, which is about $12. And there's a little bit of this in lesson 2-1 with compensation and whatnot. And then I could go add my $5 back in at the end, and I'm still ending up with that 17. Okay, you might not always have exactly 17 or exactly 17 on both, but there is something called compatible numbers. I'm going to write that down that you're going to learn about today. Compatible numbers. And I like to talk about it a lot in topic 2 because it'll be very, very helpful when we get to division. Okay, so compatible numbers are there's numbers that work easy together. And I feel like I'm running out of time, but let me give you another example. If I had like 428 plus 372, okay, I could use compatible numbers here and say, well, this is about 425. This is about 375. And this time, those are compatible, CN, compatible numbers. Because 25 and 75 remind me of quarters. They remind me of money. And so I know those make a whole dollar. and then 100 plus that 3 could be 4, and now I'm just looking at 4 plus 4, which is 800, okay? So like I said before, let me prove it to you. 9, 10, carry them on, 800. Mental math should be occurring when you're doing estimations. If you can't do it in your head in like 3 seconds or less, pick easier numbers, okay? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. A lot of the times you'll use rounding to estimate, but sometimes you'll find as we get better at estimation, it'll make more sense to use compatible numbers sometimes. So I think that's all. Thanks for watching this little short video in the beginning to get you prepared for topic 2, specifically lesson 2.2. All right, go get to work.